Welcome once again to Accelerate Tutorials, and I am your dost and host Sunita ma'am. Before we start, as it rings in all the videos, don't forget to subscribe if you're watching my video for the first time so that you can get all the notifications, and then like, share and put your comment in the comment box, and above all, watch the video till the end. This video which I have prepared is the sixth poem of your prose textbook Flamingo, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, which has been written by Adrienne Rich. She was an American poet. Adrienne Rich was born on 16th May 1929 at Baltimore in the States, and she died on 27th March 2012 at Santa Cruz in the States. Adrienne Rich was a very prominent public figure. She was an essayist, a poet, a critic, a teacher, a political activist, as well as an advocate of women's rights. Adrienne Rich is famous for her involvement in the contemporary women's movement. Her works are mostly based on the issues of identity, politics, racism, and militarism. She has worked for the upliftment of women in the society. This poem was written way back in 1951 at a time when divorce was not accepted in the society. This poem also criticizes the constrictions and restrictions, the oppressions which female have to face after they are married. They are exploited, they are maltreated by the patriarchy society. So before we start, let us all discuss the qualities, the adjectives which describe the tiger. I think we all can name them one after the other. Yes, ferocious, elegant, fearless, confident, well-groomed. Yes, more? Okay, so many more are there, and these all qualities, they are also possessed by the male-dominated society. Now here, Aunt Jennifer's tiger. Aunt Jennifer, she symbolizes oppression, whereas the tigers, they symbolize confidence, freedom, and independence. All these qualities are desired by Aunt Jennifer, but she cannot get them because she is oppressed by her husband. Now this stanza, this poem, it is written in rhythmic couplets. The rhyme scheme which it follows is A A, B B, C C, D D, E E, F F, and it is written in 3 stanzas. The first stanza describes all the qualities of the tiger. The second stanza, it describes the feeble state or the mental trauma which Aunt Jennifer is facing, and because she wants to show that she too wants freedom and independence, she is making the embroideries on a panel. And the third stanza is giving a creepy note as Aunt Jennifer is now dead. So let's begin with the poem. I've written it on the whiteboard. Aunt Jennifer's Tigers by Adrienne Rich. This is the first stanza. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz, denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. Now before we start the explanation, just let's discuss the word meanings. The first word is prance. Prance means to jump. Screen means a board or a panel. Denizens means inhabitants or dwellers. World of green means the jungle or the forest. Pace means to run. Sleek means well groomed. Chivalric means honorable, and certainty means confidence. Now we also, let's have a look first at the rhyme scheme. We see the first line and the second line, which is green, screen and green. So this is A. Then we have tree and certainty, which is B and B. So the rhyme scheme here is A, B, B. This is the rhyme scheme of the first stanza. Now let's start with the explanation. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen. Now Aunt Jennifer, she is embroidering the tigers on the screen, and the character or the nature of Aunt Jennifer is in contrast with the tigers. The tigers, they are described as bright topaz. Bright topaz is a precious stone, yellow precious stone, and this is also the fur, the color of the tiger. It is golden with black stripes, so it is bright topaz. And they are the denizens, means they are the dwellers of a green world. They live in the forest, and they are not at all afraid of the people. They are not at all afraid of anyone. They are fearless, and they pace in sleek certainty. Here chivalric is related with the knights. Okay, that was a post in Scotland, where the kings, the dukes, they had the soldiers, and those soldiers, they were extraordinarily very strong and powerful. So that is here the meaning of chivalric. And certainty is the confidence. So they are confident, they have all the superior qualities, and in contrast to Aunt Jennifer's tiger, they are very fearless, they are confident, and all these qualities are possessed by the males in the society. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the poetic devices. This is for the first stanza. We have the metaphor, bright topaz, denizens of a green world. Then we have alliteration, chivalric, certainty, C is repeated. After that we have the imagery, which is related to the five senses, that is sight, smell, taste, sound and touch. So imagery is bright topaz, prance, screen, world of green beneath the tree, men beneath the tree. An opera is the repetition of they in the two consecutive lines. So here they do not fear the men beneath the tree, and then again they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. They is repeated in two consecutive lines, so it is an opera. Then we have the contrast, bright topaz and green world. Bright topaz showing how precious it is, and green world, it is fearless, and all these are in contrast with Aunt Jennifer. Then we have the personification, means giving human qualities, and prance, fearless, and chivalric. All these are human qualities which are given to the tiger. Then we have assonance, where the repetition of Z and Z is being repeated again and again. So it is an assonance. This is the second stanza. I'll read it out. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hands. Now just a quick look at the word meanings. Fluttering. Fluttering means moving or trembling. Ivory Ivory is a material which is got from the tusk of the elephant, and it is quite expensive. Then we have massive. Massive means immense or mighty in a large amount. Weight is the burden or the pressure. Band is the wedding ring. And sits heavily is the mental trauma faced by Aunt Jennifer. So let's begin now. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. Now in this stanza, the poet is talking about the mental, physical as well as the mental trauma faced by Aunt Jennifer. She is not at all happy with her married life. She is embroidering the tigers on the panel and her fingers are fluttering. That fluttering is showing her feebleness and her nervousness that maybe she will be scolded by her dominating husband. She is pulling the needle, but she is unable to pull the needle. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Here, the massive weight is the pressure, the burden, the exploitation, the constrictions and restrictions of married life. Uncle's wedding band symbolizes her husband, or it symbolizes the gift given to Aunt Jennifer at the time of marriage, and it sits heavily upon her hand means that she is facing a lot of trauma. She is facing a lot of maltreatment. She is not at all happy with her married life. So these are all the things which are the males are dominating, how the males are dominating the females. This is about the patriarchy society, where it's clearly seen that the patriarchal power is seen in the entire stanza, and this is contrasted with the first stanza in which the tigers are shown as being very confident, as being very bold, as being full of strength, having freedom, having independence. Let's go through the rhyme scheme and the poetic devices. Here the rhyme scheme, the lines, the first line and the second line in this stanza, second stanza, ended with wool and pull. So the rhyme scheme is CC, and the third and the fourth line, band and hand, so it is DD. So this is the rhyme scheme in the second stanza. Then we have alliteration, fingers fluttering. Then we have the visual imagery. Your visual imagery is uncle, aunt, band, fluttering, ivory, heavily, massive and weight. These are all the visual imageries. Then here are the metaphor. We have metaphor, massive weight of uncle's wedding band, that is the metaphor. Then contrast, hard to pull. Hyperbole, the massive weight. Here hyperbole means exaggeration. The wedding band has been exaggerated as being very heavy. Okay, so that is the hyperbole. Enjambment, the lines continues without any punctuation mark. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The full stop is coming after pull, and after wool there is no punctuation mark. In such a case, it is called an enjambment. The third stanza, I'll read it out first. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with the ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Now before we start, just let's have a look at the word meanings. Terrified means fearful. Then we have ordeals, which means hard or difficult experience. Mastered means controlled, dominated or governed. Then panel is a screen, and prancing means jumping. Now we'll come back to the explanation. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie still ringed with the ordeals she was mastered by. Now here the poet, she is very worried that what is going to happen to Aunt Jennifer after her death. This stanza is giving a creepy note as now Aunt Jennifer is dead. Here again the poet is describing about the hands. In the second stanza, the poet has described about the ring, the band which was on her terrified hand, and that band symbolized her burden, her stress, her exploitation and maltreatment. Now the hands, they are still ringed with the band which was given by uncle, and it still shows the submissive lifestyle she led and she was governed by. The poet has even used extreme words which convey distress. For example, dead, ordeals, terrified and mastered. These are the extreme words which convey that she was very suppressed by her husband. She was under a lot of constrictions and restrictions. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing proud and unafraid. Now, as we have all known in the beginning itself that Aunt Jennifer, she was embroidering the tigers on the panel, and it depicted her desire for freedom and independence. Now that Aunt Jennifer is dead, now her spirit, her inner self is free to prance about proud and unafraid. Here the last line is also conveying the message about the patriarchal society, the patriarchal power which the women still have to undergo because they are still living in a male dominated society. And another message is there that art can bring inner peace and hope and to those who don't have a good relationship after marriage. Now the rhyme scheme and the poetic device of the third stanza. In the first and second line of the third stanza, we have lie and buy. So it is E, which is rhyming. And the next rhyming couplet is made and afraid in the third and the fourth line, and the rhyme is FF. Then let's have a look at the poetic devices. Here we have alliteration, proud, prancing and proud, and then we have the metaphor ringed, still ringed with ordeals, and the next one is terrified hands. Then personification, terrified hands, then the transferred epithet, terrified hands, then symbolism. Here the tiger is symbolic because it is a symbol of strength, fearlessness, confidence, independence, which Aunt Jennifer herself desired for. Then the pun is there. As we all know that pun, it has two meanings. The pun here is ringed, having two meanings. The first meaning is to be encircled by difficulties and hardships, and the second meaning is an image of a sacred bond of married life. So this is the end of this video. I hope it was very helpful for you all, and I know it will be very helpful to you all during your board exams. And thank you for watching. And if you're watching for the first time, again I am saying the same thing. Press the bell icon and subscribe so that you can get my notifications, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and even put your comment in the comment box. So bye till then. We'll meet again in the next video. Have a nice time.